Apologize for all the rain. I'm sorry, that's one thing. Yeah, I don't mind.
It's all regular. Our EMS.
And we have with us today, I'm very excited to say, our newly appointed Deputy Chief Barry Galvin, who is also our Senior Liaison Officer and North Reading's Fire Safety Officer. So he's going to speak today about a fire safety program. But some of you may already know that our wonderful Golden Age Club just recently donated an automated electronic defibrillator. And he's going to speak a little bit today on how to use that. And we're very excited to have him. I also, in the beginning, before I forget, today's Mark Meal's birthday, so I want to wish Mark a happy birthday. And yesterday was I'm so used to Captain, the deputy's birthday, so happy birthday, Barry. And he's going to, he has a program all ready to go, so thank you, Barry.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me. It's been several years since I gave this program. I thought it was just a couple of years, but I must be getting older because it's been several. I'm going to talk this morning about fire safety for older adults and a little bit on the defibrillator that you guys just got, and also on what the fire department in North Reading, what services we offer to the elders in the community. So I'll start off by talking about fall prevention. Falls, as it says up there, a leading cause of injury for the persons over 65. I think I left out a word there. In Massachusetts, 1 in 24 persons over the age of 65 will visit the ER as a result of an unintentional fall. So it's pretty staggering numbers there. Preventing falls, we want everybody to try and exercise and build strength to improve your balance and coordination. I think there's an exercise program here, right, Mark?
Oh, yeah. Lots of them.
We do. We have programs Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Very good, and you're all welcome to come in. They're free programs.
And then also, as you're getting up out of bed, say you're lying flat in bed, get up, sit on the side of the bed, give yourselves a few seconds to kind of get your bearings and get the blood in the right places so you don't get up and get dizzy and fall that way. So that's why we say count to 10, just give yourself a good 10 seconds. Have your eyes checked. Go to the eye doctor yearly so that you can get the right prescription, so that your prescription doesn't go bad on you and cause you to misjudge and fall that way. And also the use of night lights. Everybody, as they get older, has to get up, use the bathroom probably in the middle of the night. We get a lot of falls that way, so get up slowly, get your glasses on, have the night lights there, so you don't take a fall on the way to the bathroom. And non-slip mats in the tub and shower. We have some of those people that, we get calls to people that have fallen in the bathroom or the shower because they have slippery rugs, and they get in there and the rug slips and there they go right on their back. So the non-skid backing is important. Make sure your stairwells are well lit. Use your handrails from the top to the bottom. And footwear is important too. I never thought about this before, but nice, sturdy, supportive footwear and non-slip on the soles. And one of my things I like to push is lifeline systems. I realize there is a cost to them. You can sign up. Mary has the brochures, and we have them at the firehouse too. You can sign up, and the lifeline, for those of you that are not familiar, you have either a wristband or a necklace, and I really recommend them strongly for people, especially those that live alone. But even if you don't live alone, if you spend a lot of time alone, you can press the button when you fall. Lifeline calls us. We can come in and help you get back up. We've had cases where people have fallen in the backyard and suffered an injury, or they've fallen down a flight of stairs, and there they are at the bottom of the stairs. And some people don't get checked on every day. They might get checked on every couple days. And we've had calls where the person's been there for a day waiting for help. If they just had the wristband or the necklace, press the button, and we're there in 3 to 5 minutes. So very, very important, because the injuries these people suffered could have been less painful and less of an injury if they didn't have to wait so long for help. And we also have a program in town where we can put a lockbox on your house so the firefighters can get in. So even if your door's locked, we can get in with a key rather than breaking a door or a window to get in. Okay, a little bit now on fire prevention and safety. People between 65 and 74 are twice as likely to die in fire than the regular population. 75 and 84 3 times, and over 85 5 more times likely. The population's getting older, people are living longer, which is a good thing, but we have to prepare ourselves properly for situations like fire, because it takes, the average older adult takes, I think they say 27% longer to evacuate. So you want to make sure you get that early warning, because otherwise you're not going to get out. Here's some causes. Smoking is still the #1 cause of fires with older adults, and then followed by cooking and improper use of heating equipment. And here's the leading cause of fires that injure older adults: cooking, improper use of an open flame, smoking, and followed by heating. So your open flame situation would be like improper use of a candle. Here's some evacuation problems. It's important to have a plan. A lot of people never think about it until it happens, and then it's too late. You gotta have a plan. You gotta try to know 2 ways out, and do a little home fire drill. EDITH is exit drills in the home. That's what that stands for. And with older adults, like I said, 27% longer to evacuate. The statistics tell us that older adults tend to be closer to the fire when it starts, which creates more of a problem. Impaired senses or disabilities, and lack of working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home. It's a law now that you have to have both smoke and carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home. And we have a program in town, and we get funding. We still get funding from Teradyne, Mary?
We have been blessed every year in a row. Teradyne employees do the Christmas fundraiser, and they donate their money to the senior center, and with that money we purchase smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and in some cases the lock boxes that the deputy just spoke about. So some of you, I'm sure, have them, but if they want to be retested, or please,
There is senior center.
call us. We have forms. Barry, if someone comes out within a few,
How are you?
about a week as soon as we get there, to recheck your smoke alarms, and if you need new ones, they are free of charge, and we can take care of that for you.
And you install them for free too, so you don't have to worry about getting up on a ladder. We don't want anybody falling and breaking a hip, getting up on a step ladder, messing around with their smoke detector. And now, the ones we put in now have a combination. They do smoke and carbon monoxide, so they'll actually tell you what it's sensing. And what's important, especially with older adults, is, all right, you guys, your hearing's not as great as when you were younger, and these detectors talk to you. But what I found is sometimes I've gotten calls and people don't understand what the detector's telling them, because it's going to tell you smoke or carbon monoxide. So it's important that if you can't determine yourself, that you call the fire department, and we come, because if it's carbon monoxide, it's colorless and odorless, so you're not going to smell it, and it could be hurting you. So we come with a meter that measures carbon monoxide, and we can tell whether it's an actual problem in the house or it's an effective unit. So that's important. So smoke alarms save lives. I just read recently where they figure since smoke alarms have become prevalent, they've cut the fire deaths over 50%. You got to have one on each level, smoke and carbon monoxide. They should be tested monthly if you can. If you can't, at least a couple of times a year. And just make sure that you have them located so that you can hear them. The most important room that you need to hear your smoke detector in is your bedroom, because its job is to wake you up at night. So if you have a hearing impairment and you can't hear, you may want one in the bedroom. And again, at the fire escape plan and practice it. So with older adults, we need to plan our escape around our abilities. have your walker staged if you need a walker. We advocate crawling low under smoke if you had smoke in the house. If you can't crawl, because you can't get down that low, but you can use a walker and get out, obviously you need to do that. That's the best you can do. But as soon as the alarm goes off, you should make your way out, make a phone call if you can. If not, get out and have a neighbor call. If your clothes catch on fire, stop, drop, and roll. And you don't need a big area. A lot of people, they'll get in a confined space like here, and they go, oh, I need to be out in the open part of the room, and they make the fire worse getting there. You just drop down and just roll back and forth. You don't need a lot of space. Probably even between these two chairs is enough space. And we always advocate for not smoking at all, but if you still do smoke, use deep ashtrays. Never smoke while lying down or using oxygen. Anybody that uses oxygen, oxygen is not flammable, but it will make the fire worse. Because fire needs oxygen. So if there's an oxygen-enriched room filled with oxygen, the fire is going to be a lot worse quicker. And know your emergency numbers. You can use 911 for all emergencies, whether you need the police, the fire, or the ambulance. 911 will get you there. And if you have a disability, you can also alert via 911 that you have a disability. There's a form to fill out, and you can get those through the police department. So it'll come right up on the screen that you have you're mobilely impaired or hearing impaired, so that we'll know going to the call that we have someone that has a disability. So preventing fires caused by heating equipment. It's space heaters, fireplace, anything in your utility room, your hot water heater, your boiler. Always try to maintain at least 3 feet of clearance around all those items that create heat and that have a pilot or fire. Have your chimney professionally cleaned at least once a year. I understand that there's been in the recent past some people out trying to scam older people, some chimney people, so you got to be careful and make sure you get a reputable chimney person. I think there's a couple located in town, actually. A couple of the good ones. Dispose of your ashes in a metal container away from the structure. We've had several fires where people put their ashes in a cardboard box for some reason and put them in the breezeway thinking they were out, and they're really smoldering deep down in there, and as much as a day later, now you got a house fire. So it seems pretty stupid, but people do it. Have your furnace cleaned and checked every year? And if you smell something like rotten eggs, you may have a gas leak, so make sure you call 911 immediately and evacuate. Natural gas and propane have an odorant added to it, which is very strong. So if you smell it, it might not mean you have a large gas leak, but there is a leak. And we should have us come in the gas company with our meters and try to determine what's causing it. But that's a 911 emergency, a gas leak. Some people don't realize that. As I said earlier, carbon monoxide they call the silent killer because you can't smell it and you don't know it's there. That's why you need a detector on every level of your house. Don't use your gas stove or oven to heat because that's going to create a carbon monoxide situation. And make sure your vents are clear. If you have an outside vent, we got a lot of snow like last year, make sure you get someone to move the snow away from the vent so that you don't get the carbon monoxide backing up into your house. Little on kitchen safety, wear tight fitting or rolled up sleeves. Use oven mitts, never leave your cooking unattended. Use your lid to extinguish a pan fire. If you have a grease fire in the pan, the safest thing is to wear your mitt and put the lid right on it. That'll put the fire out. And try never to cook while either drowsy from alcohol or medications. Little on electrical safety, be careful with extension cords, make sure they're rated for what you're trying to use it for. Power strips, make sure those are rated properly. You don't try to put too many things into there. If it keeps blowing, then there's a reason for it. And you've got too much, you've got it overloaded. It's not run cords under carpets or under furniture. Housekeeping. Hoarding is becoming a problem with some older adults. You want to try and keep